What role does policy and law play in healthcare? A presentation by Shakara J. Mosby. Policy versus law. Policy and law are two different terms. However, there is one thing that they have in common, and that is their influence on the health and overall well-being of the people. Policy and law have always been fundamental in shaping the behaviors of individuals and industries, the practice of healthcare, and the environments in which people live and work. This is a description taken straight from our text. Policy. The term policy can be described as a plan, strategy, or an approach. Its definition is a course or principle of action adopted or proposed by a government, party, business, or even an individual. Law. The term law can be described as a system of adopted rules in which are recognized as regulating factors in monitoring the action of its members. Penalties may be used to enforce such rules. Though policy and law do have similar factors, they also have very distinguishable differences. It is important to know the differences to analyze in order to analyze the impact that they have. So the two are very different, but both are needed in combination to address the health concerns that we see in today's society. Another thing that I thought worth mentioning is policy can very well transition into law. Policy may very well be the beginning of a new law with the appropriate and necessary steps in proposing new law in correspondence of the desired policy. Why? Why is policy making needed? Policy is made from individuals with the experience and needed knowledge to do so. The feedback and input of these individuals are necessary in addressing today's health concerns. They are an essential part of shaping the standards set in our health facilities today. Who? Who creates these health policies? Health policies are created from the individuals responsible for ensuring the public health of the people. It includes a combination of state officials, governmental influence, as well as health professionals and specialists, all of which work in collaboration to assess potential issues and to determine the best course of action going forward. What? What role does health policies play in today's society? Working towards addressing the current issues and concerns regarding healthcare and how services are provided cannot come from one entity. It takes a collaboration of different entities and experts to properly address what needs to be addressed. Policymakers have the needed expertise to help tackle such battles. Conflicting factors. What are some problems with health policy and law? In reference to rules and regulations, there will always be those who feel that the act of placing such rules interfering with their personal rights. With new advancements in technology, there then arises ethical dilemmas and challenges. There will always be a needed effort to combat such issues with healthcare. It's just an undeniable fact regarding to the health and healthcare industries. In closing, I felt that this was very relevant to this week's teachings and discussions. Um, so this is one of my favorite verses that I like to think about when I think about such topics that we discussed today. It is going to be 1 John 3:17 through 18 from the English Standard Version. But if anyone has the world's goods and sees his brother in need, yet closes his heart against him, how does God's love abide in him? Let us not love in word or talk, but in deed and truth. And that concludes it. Thank you.